Hello YouTube friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to the Painted Zo. So today I'm back with another idea on how to update your old Christmas decor. Now in my last video we did 3 different ideas, and I will link that video in the description box below in case you missed it, and I will also link it at the end of this video. So in landscaping, my favorite addition to any yard or garden is any kind of blue-green evergreen. For example, the blue spruce tree. There are a lot of different evergreens, bushes, trees that have that light blue-green color, and I love it. I love it in contrast to all the light greens and dark greens and colors like deep dark purples. It always looks beautiful, and I just love that pop of color. At our last home, we had one of those trees in the backyard, and I really loved it. So I went online and I looked for faux blue spruce Christmas trees. I found several examples. They ranged from, depending on the size and the brand, $200 and up to several $100s. So of course that's a very large range, but if you saw my last video, I told you that I was trying not to spend any money this year. I wasn't going to buy new Christmas trees or garlands or anything like that. So I am going to be buying just a couple small things, and one of them mainly are just paint. Just if I don't already have some supplies, I will buy some paint. So what I wanted to do was recreate a blue spruce Christmas tree, or at least sort of that color. And then I embellished it a little bit. Now I've been digging around in my garage for a lot of different projects to redo, but for this video in particular, we're just going to show how to change a regular old Christmas tree. Actually, I did 3. I did a medium-sized one and 2 mini trees into a tree that looks like a blue spruce Christmas tree. And I did it all for, I had to buy 1 can of paint. That's the only thing I didn't already have on hand, and that was about, I think, $6 at Walmart. All right, let's get into the video. All right, so here is the tree that I'm going to experiment on and see if I can get that kind of blue spruce look that I love so much without spending $200 or more. And this one was a thrift store find several years ago for like $4.99. I did hit it with some white spray paint last year. I've used it several years, so I've really gotten my money out of this one for sure. So as you can see, it's just like a really kind of cheap tree, and there's the little bit of white on it. So I do really like that look too. I saw one at Walmart. I'll insert a photo here that kind of had this look, and I thought about just adding more white to this one, but I really love that blue, that kind of blue spruce look. I don't know, I love that blue-green kind of look anywhere in like landscaping. It's so pretty. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try to make one with some paint. You know, I like to paint everything. So I'm going to get this set up so I can spray all sides of it, and we'll get to painting and see how it looks. All right, so here is the tree all set up. I think it's maybe 4.5 feet tall, something like that. I don't think I have the original box anymore, but there is the tree. And I went ahead and fluffed it as much as I could. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the issue is I only have 1 can of paint, and this is the color I'm going to be using. It looks like a kind of a blue here in the sunlight, but it is Coastal Sage. Now I already tested this on a small piece of greenery, and I think it's going to be perfect. So I hope this turns out, but I have 1 can. So what I want to focus on, since you'll be seeing it the most, are the ends. I want to make sure I get all the ends covered first, and then also you kind of might want to leave some of these pieces in here a darker green, because that's sort of how nature is, and also it will create a lot more depth, kind of like this looks with the white edges. So that's what it looks like now. I'm going to shake this up really well. Again, this is Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Cover. I love these. Paint primer. Now this is matte, ultra matte. If you wanted a shinier paint, you could get it. I don't know if they have this color in a satin, but I like the matte. So it is Coastal Sage. I'm going to shake this up, and we're going to get to painting. Okay, the wind's kind of blowing that way, so I'm going to go ahead and hit this with the rest of the paint, and then we'll look at it when it's finished. I don't want to get paint on my phone. Okay, I did the left half so far. I don't know if you can see that difference. I can definitely see it here in person. Alright, so here's the difference. The left side has been sprayed so far, and the right side has not. I think the difference would seem more dramatic if I didn't already have the tips painted white, but there's definitely a difference, and I really think that this color is right to get that kind of blue spruce look that I love so much. Now you may not want to do this step, but I went ahead and coated it just a little bit with this matte clear spray paint, same brand, just to make sure that it's sort of locked in. As you drag ornaments and so forth across it, the paint may or may not come off. I've never had that happen or have noticed that or anything when I've done like the white paint, but I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm going to let that completely dry. I love the base color of the trees, but I wanted to add some color variation as well as some white for a snowy effect, and then also some clear glitter to create a lightly frosted look. By adding just a little bit of lighter blue-green paint over the coastal sage, it adds a nice subtle color variation. You could use or mix up any lighter blue or blue-green color that you wanted to mix up. I just happen to have these two Waverly chalk paints on hand, and so I mixed those two together and used it as the highlight color. Okay, so I used this diamond dust in my last video for all the makeovers. I didn't realize at the time that this product was actually crushed glass. And also, the label warns of harmful chemicals. So I will not be using this again, and I recommend that you do not either. Instead, I will be using this glitter in the color Crystal. The new packaging looks like this. I prefer the non-iridescent or opal looking color. I like this clear crystal color, but you can use whatever glitter suits your style and color that you decide to paint your tree. For the pale blue-green highlight color, I mixed up Waverly chalk paint in the color Celery and Crystal. I used these because I already had them on hand. Now you can certainly go to the store and probably buy a very small container of a super light blue color. Just get one that's several shades lighter than whatever the base color is that you paint your tree. If you use the coastal sage like I did, you can get something similar to what I'm mixing up, or if you have something just a little bit different, just try to get something, like I said, several shades lighter. You can already see the first color, Coastal Sage, gave these trees that beautiful blue-green color, and the highlight color is just going to add a little bit more variation. I always like to add lowlights or highlights to all of my paint projects. It may seem like an extra step that appears not to make a huge difference, but I promise you that all of these little extra details that you take the time to do will produce a better overall look and end in a result that you'll be much happier with. Of course, you absolutely do not have to do this step whatsoever. You can just do the base color and then skip to adding white, which we're about to do. Okay, so this was my first time trying to create a blue spruce Christmas tree. And so I'm learning along the way, and I wanted to share with you that the next time that I paint a Christmas tree like this, and I know that I'm going to because I love the effects of it, but the next time that I do this, I am going to use all spray paint. If you can find your base color and then a similar color and a few shades lighter as your highlight color, and then if you want to add the snow, I would use white for that as well in a spray can. I love using a paintbrush, and so this is fine for me, but if I'm going to do it again, and I think I will, and you may want to take this to heart as well, I would use all spray paint. It's going to go a lot faster. It's going to be a lighter mist. You can get closer if you want it a little bit thicker. And so I think that that may give a better look, possibly, but I know that it will be a lot easier. So that's just food for thought, but you learn as you go, right? So I'm sharing what I did for this project, but also what I might do differently on the next one. All right, I've put down some plastic and I'm going to add some white to this tree. Well, all three of these trees. I kind of want it to look like glistening snow. Now, I really would I'd like to do something thick so it looks like real snow on the ends, but I have some little picks and things that already have fake snow on it. So to make this easy and so it'll dry a lot faster, I'm just going to use this white linen chalk paint by Rust-Oleum. And if you don't want to do that and you just want like the tree glistening with the glitter, you can just do Mod Podge and the glitter. And I was going to do that, but I think I'm going to add a little bit of paint first and then do that, because I do kind of want it to be a little bit frosted. Not too crazy white, just a little bit, and then some glistening glitter, and I think that will be pretty. So that's what we're going to try. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on first. Now, chalk paint, as you know, dries super fast. In fact, everything that I just painted on here is already dry. So I'm just going to put this on first. It's going to dry, and then I'll go right to the Mod Podge and the glitter. Now you can see the difference here from just the highlights that I put on. They're very subtle, and then the super bright white. So we're just going to put these on the ends like they were frosted. Nothing too crazy. Now I'm going to put my phone down because it is hard to paint with one hand, but you can see how that's going to look more frosted. Okay, I have all the white chalk paint on here. I hope you can see this on camera. And it looks pretty even. I've missed a couple of spots, but that's okay because snow falls and frost forms in uneven patterns. So I think that's good for now. And I went digging in my craft supplies. You know, I'm trying not to spend a lot of money this year, and I happen to have found another type. Hold on. I found another type of glue that I had on hand. So this says temporary or permanent bond. The other glue that I used was tacky glue. I thought it said repositionable, but I think it was permanent. So I don't know. It stayed tacky for days and it was a mess. But anyway, I'm going to try this kind, because the Mod Podge thing I think it's going to take a while. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use this spray and then sprinkle the glitter on there and then see how that looks. All right, I think this nozzle may be a little bit clogged, so let's see here. Oh, it's spraying, it's just very light. All right, I'm going to give this a spray and then we'll get the glitter on there. Okay, it's still spraying. Oh my word. Well, we are outside and it's a cloudy day, but the sparkle isn't very sparkly. Maybe once it dries and we get it inside with some lights, it will glisten a little bit. But honestly, I'm not seeing a ton of sparkle. You can see the glitter on there. Okay, well, it's sparkling a little bit. I think it probably needs more. Here's a little one. It's definitely on there. I think it may just be because, like I said, we're outside and it's very cloudy. So once these dry, and I'm going to let them dry for the rest of the day, take them inside and see if they glisten a little bit. But overall, I think they look pretty good. Alright, so I have a couple of takeaways as I'm adding lights to this tree that I wanted to go ahead and talk about before I showed you all of these totally finished. So as I'm putting lights on the tree and as I've been moving it around, probably 50 to 80% of the glitter that I put on the tree has come off. And I think the reason is because the glue was just too fine of a mist that I put on. I should have used Mod Podge. I've always had good luck with that. So if you do use a spray glue, I would put probably a lot more on so your glitter will stick. That being said, it does have a little bit of a glisten, and I don't even know if you can see it now with the twinkling lights, but let's go up here where I don't have the lights on it yet. There's a little bit left. It does sparkle just a bit, so that's good. The smaller trees, you can see it a little bit more, but really it's very hard to see. Another thing that I would like to mention is that if you're going to do this project, I would start with a higher quality tree. This tree, like I mentioned when I started, was $4.99 at a thrift store, and I think for everything to look better, you want better like needles. You want a higher quality tree so that it has better needles. These were kind of already stuck together from being in storage, and so then when I added paint, I don't know. I mean, it still looks fine when you step away. Most people would not even notice any of that, but I'm just saying if you want to go through the trouble of making a tree like this and spray painting it, it looks so much better in person. But anyway, if you're going to do it, I would start with a higher quality tree, and the same thing goes for the mini trees. I like to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is one of the mini trees. You can see I was putting lights on that one, and most of the glitter, again, it's fallen off. So while there is some still on the trees, had I used a better glue and more of it, I probably would have had a lot more left on the trees. So there is glitter. I mean, I'm looking at it and it's sparkling. It's just not coming across on the camera for some reason. And as you can see, most of it is on the floor. So let me finish putting all the lights on and we'll take a final look. Well, here are the Christmas tree makeover results. Now, I'm not using the trees here. I'm not really decorating. I just wanted to get some lights on them and set them up so that you could see the final result. And just for now, I placed the 4.5-foot tree in one of the urns that I painted for the front porch. I put one of the little mini trees in a lamp base and the other one in a black painted urn. That one I refinished in a fall makeover video, so I will link all of these videos in the description box below in case you missed them. I will be adding decorations to the trees in an upcoming video. You can really see how the paint transformed these trees into that gorgeous blue-green color when I put a true green color right beside them. I love all of these colors working together, and I think you're really going to like the new color scheme that I'm using this year for our Christmas decor. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it inspired you to dig out some of your old Christmas decor, some of your old trees, some of your little mini trees. You could do this on garland, anything you wanted to do this on. Just grab some spray paint. You can do it in any color you want. If you don't necessarily like that blue spruce look, which I happen to love, then you can do any color. You could do gold, champagne, black, absolutely any color, and add a little bit of snow and glitter and tie it into your other decor. I not only chose that blue-green color because I love it out in nature and landscaping, but I also chose it because it is found in the inspiration piece that I am using for my entire color scheme for my house this year for Christmas. I'm doing a totally different color scheme. Last year I had tons and tons of red and white, bright red and white, and I just wanted to do something totally different. I'm not doing any bright red and white, the normal Christmas, which I love all that. It screams Christmas, but kind of those Santa colors, peppermint, all that kind of stuff. And I love it, but I did it last year. So I wanted to switch things up this year. And so I have an inspiration piece, and you'll see it in my living room, and it will kind of make sense why I chose that color to incorporate it into the rest of my decor. So if you are interested in seeing the rest of my DIYs and how I decorate my house for Christmas, I hope you will subscribe if you haven't already. And if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. And I also love hearing from you in the comment section, so if you have any thoughts or opinions, please leave those below. As always, thank you so much for your love and support. I hope you are doing well. I can't wait to see you in my next video, so until then, bye for now.